I don't have time to always read a full-length novel. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are here with some Kindle Unlimited content. Now, for those of you guys who have Kindle Unlimited, this video is definitely for you. I myself have Kindle Unlimited too, although I only read like maybe one author 1 month to make up for my subscription prices. So here in Canada, Kindle Unlimited actually costs us $10, and I read like 10 mini ebooks every single month because I don't have time to read a full-length ebook. But if you are looking forward to reading long ebooks, then $10 a month is pretty cheap in my personal opinion. For me to make up for the amount of money that I'm paying each month, I tend to read a lot of novellas. So lots of people always ask me like how I meet my Goodreads challenge so quickly and how I do so much reading. I have to give credit to that success to novellas, and I don't feel like you should be shamed at how many novellas you read every single year, because novellas do count as pages read, and it does count as stories as well, and they're just as good as full-length novels. And I guess like the whole point of the Goodreads challenge is to also read what you enjoy, so don't feel bad about it. So this video is about authors that I personally love on Kindle Unlimited or on Kindle that write novellas specifically. They are hot, steamy novellas that just get you to the point where you need to get without having to read a full-length novel to get to those juicy, steamy points. So if you're definitely interested, continue watching this video and, you know, read some of these authors. First author that I want to talk about is the Queen of Novellas, or the Queens of Novellas. This author is actually in combination of two authors, so it's two people writing under a pen name, and the person is Alexa Riley. Now, Alexa Riley recently went into some troubles with Amazon. There is some drama and some tea to be spilled there, but because I am not too familiar with the Twitterverse and I'm not too familiar with the drama, I will not be doing the explanation for it. You can decide for yourself if you want to support the author or not. For me, I'm strictly speaking about their books, and I just appreciate their books for what it is for now. So do not at me. I know the drama, but do not at me in the comments. But regardless, Alexa Riley is the person that I would say that started this whole novella business. Now, facts could be wrong, but they're definitely one of the most popular authors on Amazon, and they write usually stories that are under 100 pages or max like under 130 pages. The books are very steamy. They usually include very alpha males and very docile females. They're usually virgin. Alexa Riley writes a lot of genres. They write basically every single genre out there, and they're very smart and they're very tactical, and that's basically how they make a lot of money, and that's how they gain a lot of readers, because they cover all certain tropes and all certain topics and all certain genres. There's really something for you if you just look deep enough in the Alexa Riley universe. And they're trashy, they don't make sense half the time, but it's stuff that
just keeps me going and keeps me making me feel alive for some reason.
So definitely check it out. My favorite stories from them include Charmed. So Charmed is it's a novel that's kind of slower than the rest. Usually they're very fast paced and it doesn't really make any sense, but this one I felt like the pacing was better. If I remember correctly, it's about a girl who is volunteering at a community center, and she's also a painter, so she paints and she teaches little children how to paint in the community center, and she makes an accident on the street where she spills paint all over a very rich man's suit, and the rich man seems like he's really angry, so she runs away, and then somehow he tracks her down, and then they fall in love. So I really like that novel, and I'll definitely recommend it. There's also a lot of other series that I would recommend from Alexa Riley as well. So around the time that Alexa Riley got popular, there was also another author that I felt like went head-to-head competition with Alexa Riley, and her name is called Jennika Snow, and now I believe Jennika Snow is just one author, and Jennika Snow also writes novellas that are under 100 pages, but I believe she also writes longer novels. She also partners up with a lot of different authors to write like different novels, either available on Kindle Unlimited or they're just available on Amazon for sale. So Jennika Snow, personally, I started not reading that many books from hers in the last couple months because they weren't as hot and steamy, or they weren't as good as I thought they were, or they just weren't as good as before. And the one series that I did read and that I kept like up to date on was her Real Man series. Now I think there's like 17 books in that novella series now going on, and I think I read all of them. They're very trashy. They're always about like an alpha male and like an older male and a younger female. And now that's like just like stuff that I like. It's like stuff that you read on a Saturday night in bed at 2 a.m. in the morning because you just want something like light and you want something dirty and you want something quick. So yeah, so definitely check it out. I would recommend the Real Man series, like I said before, if you want to see what Jennika has in store for you. Although I did read her latest release called Whipped, and Whipped was a very good story. Now, I kind of forgot what Whipped was about. I think it was about like a male who was a baker, and then she was a strong independent woman, and then she falls in love with a baker, obviously, and they live a happily ever after. And it was pretty hot and steamy too, and it also featured a character who was who had a big beautiful body, so I like that too as well. Representation is great in romance. Now, the next author is Jessa Kane, and Jessa Kane writes a lot of novels that are definitely dirtier than your Jennika Snow and your Alexa Riley. Jessa Kane kind of goes out there, and her writing is beautiful. Like, it's just the dirty kind that you know you like. It's like the hot, steamy ones. And she wrote one of my favorite books, and it's called Pound of Flesh. And Pound of Flesh was started off very dramatically about like how the brother needs to repay a loan, so then they end up taking the girl as repayment. Yeah, I know. It's a little darker themed and it's a little bit dirtier and it's often illegal, but we're gonna get on with it because this is the world of fiction, okay? Anyway, so that was a personal favorite of mine. Now, Jessa Kane didn't really write that many novels like Alexa Riley or Jennika Snow. She tends to write like a few novels like each year as opposed to a few novels each month like the other authors. She also partnered up with Alexa Riley and wrote a couple of novels with them too. I liked a couple of them, but I also didn't like a couple of them, and if I remember, I'll insert the photos here on the side because I don't remember the titles of these novellas. I read too many, but I'll insert all of my favorites here and then you guys can definitely go check it out. Yeah, so if you want a darker, edgier side of Alexa Riley or a darker, edgier side in general, definitely check Jessa Kane. Now, going along with Alexa Riley and her drama with Kindle Unlimited, I was notified that there was actually drama about the next author that I'm going to recommend too. Now, this drama was a very old cup of tea. Like, it's not steamy anymore. It's been in the past, but I, being the person who lives underneath a rock, I didn't know about the drama at all. So his name is Carter Blake. Now, Carter Blake is a male, you know, and as I said, he. So Carter Blake is a male, which really impresses me because it takes a lot for me to read a male romance. I mean, a romance written by a male and for it to be good, and consistently good. So I've read maybe like 4 Carter Blake novels so far, and now they're also under 150 pages. They're a little bit longer. They're no longer in your 60 pages range or 80 pages range, but they're closer to 100 pages, which allows him to develop the story and develop the characters and actually keep me more interested. And I absolutely loved them. I gave all of them like maybe 4 stars out of 5, and that takes a lot for a novella. Now, usually for novellas, I often give very realistic ratings. Even though I give them a 2 out of 5 stars, majority of the time I give them 2 out of 5 stars, I still like reading them because of the trash factor. And I don't expect quality work and things to make sense. So Carter Blake, having only 100 pages to make me give him a 4 out of 5 stars is a lot of work, and it's brilliant work. So you guys should definitely check out Carter Blake on Kindle. And I don't think he's on Kindle Unlimited anymore, but he is definitely still on Kindle. He kind of dropped off the face of the earth and stopped writing books, so I'm taking his writing very slowly. Like, I'm slowly working towards it because I know if I finish all of it, then I have nothing left, and that just makes me sad. So we're not going to do that. We're going to pace ourselves and read as we go. Now, the last author is an author that not many has heard of, and her name is Izzy Slam. And Izzy Slam was an author that I kind of found on Kindle Unlimited, perusing about. Like, I was just on Kindle Unlimited for fun, and I was just looking for the next novella to read and the next kinky novel, and I just found her. And her covers are ridiculous. Like, they don't look great. They look like they look like I made it in Photoshop. They're just not as professionally done as the other authors, and that's totally fine. Because I do know that like romance covers and editing and like all this stuff takes a lot of money to put in, and maybe this author is just starting out and she doesn't have the funds to make her covers look great. So I get that. But what you see on Kindle Unlimited, the covers are like cheap, they're not great, but then on Goodreads they have other versions, they have other covers and they look fine. So I don't know what's going on with Kindle Unlimited, and I don't know how she's sorting out her titles. But I found Izzy Slam after the Alexa Riley drama, and where they took down all Alexa Riley novels off Amazon, and I found Izzy Slam, and Izzy Slam quickly replaced Alexa Riley for me, because Izzy Slam wrote really great hot sexy scenes as well, but with also a plot that made sense and that made me like it. I gave a lot of the Izzy Slam novels a 4 out of 5 stars too, I believe. And once again, I'll put like the covers on the side because I totally forgot all the titles that I read, but they're very good and they're very trashy, and you get what you paid for, you know? You get what you get when you read the synopsis and or the title even. Like the title most of the time tells you what you're getting. So yeah, these are all the authors that I read when I have some time to read a quick short novel, or maybe like it's during my reading slumps that I need a short novel to get me through to another longer book. Definitely check out these authors because they are guaranteed
and sealed with approval from me.
And leave your recommendations in the bottom. I know there are a lot of authors who write novellas on Kindle, but it's just that like the popular authors are always put on top, and then it's really hard to dig. So I was in shock that I found Izzy Slam too, because Izzy Slam hardly has any reviews on her novels, and she doesn't have any reviews on Goodreads, but she writes really great books. So if you guys have recommendations for smaller authors, definitely give them to me down below. I'm always interested, and hopefully you guys found some authors that you can read too now on Kindle Unlimited and Kindle itself as well. So I'll see you guys next time with a new video. The lighting is because the sun is setting down.
But yay! Bye!
Can't let you go. I can't let you go. No. 우리 운명적 I'm gonna get you.